Daphne and Ian look like they are living the ultimate fairy tale on Castle Impossible. A beautiful French chateau, a love story, family history, dramatic renovations, and now a baby on the way. From the outside, it almost sounds perfect. But behind the romantic shots of old stone walls and dreamy gardens, there is a much more complicated story. Because saving a historic chateau is not just about paint, design, and pretty before and after reveals. It is about pressure, money, family expectations, unfinished rooms, dangerous repairs, and a future that could become heavier than either of them expected. Today, we are counting down 5 secrets Daphne and Ian fans may not know, and stay until number 1. Because the final secret changes how you see their entire Castle Impossible journey. At number 5, Daphne and Ian did not start this journey with the simple dream fans might imagine. Many viewers see the chateau and think they must have always wanted a grand castle life in France. But the truth is very different. Before the chateau became the center of their lives, Daphne and Ian were not chasing a luxury estate fantasy. Their lives were pulled into something much bigger because of inheritance, family history, and timing. Daphne inherited the chateau from her grandfather, and suddenly, this massive property was no longer just a place from her childhood memories. It became a responsibility. That is the first hidden truth. This was never just a fun renovation adventure. This was a life-changing obligation. When most couples think about settling down, they think about a manageable home, a normal mortgage, maybe a small renovation. Daphne and Ian were handed a 500-year-old estate with endless needs, old infrastructure, business pressure, and emotional history built into every wall. That means they were not just choosing a dream. In many ways, the dream chose them, and that makes their story much more intense than a normal HGTV show. If the chateau fails, it is not just a failed renovation. It is a piece of family history slipping away. That is a huge emotional burden, especially for Daphne, because the chateau is tied directly to her grandfather's legacy. At number 4, the chateau is not just their home. It is also their business lifeline. Fans may love watching the rooms transform, but every space Daphne and Ian restore has a deeper purpose. Season 2 is not only about making the property look pretty. It is about making the chateau work as a wedding, event, and guest destination. That means the Dove Tower honeymoon suite, the tea salon, the dungeon tavern, the library, the powder rooms, and the gatehouse are not random design projects. They are part of a survival plan. This is one of the biggest secrets of Castle Impossible. The chateau has to earn money. A building that large does not survive on charm alone. It needs constant repairs, maintenance, staff, materials, guest services, heating, plumbing, electricity, and ongoing restoration. Every romantic detail has a cost behind it. Every magical guest experience has to be created, cleaned, maintained, and paid for. That makes Daphne and Ian's life very different from the fairy tale image. They are not simply living inside a French dream. They are running a complicated business inside a historic property while also trying to restore it. That means they have to think like designers, builders, hosts, marketers, event planners, and preservationists all at once. And that pressure can be brutal. Guests want perfection. Brides want romance. Families want unforgettable memories. But old buildings do not care about deadlines. A leak can appear at the worst time. A repair can cost more than expected. A simple room can turn into a major project. So when fans see Daphne and Ian smiling for the camera, they may not realize how much business pressure is sitting behind that smile. At number 3, Daphne's family history is both the heart of the show and one of the biggest pressures behind it. Castle Impossible works because it is personal. Daphne did not just buy a random chateau. This property has family meaning. Her grandmother, often called Granny by fans, brings another emotional layer to the story. She has memories, opinions, and a deep connection to the estate. That makes every renovation feel more meaningful, but also more difficult. When a project is only about money, decisions can be cold and practical. But when a project is about family, every choice becomes emotional. What do you preserve? What do you change? What would the older generation think? What memories should be protected? What parts of the chateau must survive because they carry the family story? That is a secret fans may not fully understand. Daphne and Ian are not only renovating for themselves, they are renovating under the weight of history. Daphne has to think about her grandfather's memory, her grandmother's reaction, her own childhood connection to the property, and now the future of her own child. That is not easy. Even Granny's Gatehouse project shows how personal this journey is. Restoring a space for Daphne's grandmother is not just another renovation episode. It is about family returning to the property in a new way. It is about keeping generations connected. But emotional projects can be the hardest because they are never only about walls and floors. They are about love, approval, memory, and responsibility. At number 2, the Chateau is more dangerous and complicated than it looks on camera. The beautiful exterior, the stunning rooms, and the romantic scenery can hide the reality of what Daphne and Ian are facing. This is a 500-year-old property, and a building that old comes with serious problems. Old walls can hide damage, ancient spaces can have moisture problems. Rooms may need plumbing, electricity, heat, and safety updates before they can be used properly. Some areas may look charming, but charm does not automatically make a space safe. That is one of the darker truths behind the show. Historic renovation is not like renovating a normal home. You cannot just rip everything out and start fresh. You have to respect the history while still making the property livable. That creates constant compromise. Modern guests expect comfort, but the Chateau was not built for modern life. Bathrooms, heating, wiring, safety access, guest flow, and event use all have to be carefully planned. That means every project has hidden problems. A tower sounds romantic until you think about plumbing and stairs. A dungeon tavern sounds exciting until you think about moisture, lighting, airflow, and safety. A tea salon sounds elegant until you think about guest traffic, finishes, and how the room connects to the larger business. The Chateau is beautiful, but beauty can be misleading. And now, with Daphne and Ian expecting a baby, those problems feel even more serious. Unfinished rooms, old stairs, exposed areas, tools, wires, and construction zones are not just renovation headaches anymore. They are family concerns. And that brings us to number 1, the biggest secret fans need to understand. The baby news changes everything. Daphne and Ian's first baby is a beautiful update, but it also raises the stakes higher than ever. The Chateau is no longer just a family inheritance, a business project, or a historic restoration. It is about to become a baby's home. That one change makes every decision more urgent. Where will the baby sleep? Which rooms are safe? Which areas must stay off limits? How do you raise a child in a property that is still being restored? How do you protect normal family life when weddings, events, guests, and renovations are all part of the same world? This is the secret that could define the next chapter of Castle Impossible. Daphne and Ian are not only trying to save the past anymore, they are trying to build a future inside it. And that future needs more than beauty. It needs safety, stability, routine, and peace. That is why their story is so powerful. On the surface, Castle Impossible looks like a dream. A young couple, a French chateau, family legacy, and a new baby. But underneath, it is a story about pressure. It is about how much one dream can demand from two people. It is about the hidden cost of keeping history alive. So the next time fans see Daphne and Ian standing in front of that gorgeous chateau, they should remember what is really happening behind the scenes. They are not just restoring rooms. They are protecting a legacy. They are running a business. They are managing family expectations. They are facing old damage, hidden costs, and now the biggest responsibility of all, becoming parents. Castle Impossible may look like a fairy tale, but Daphne and Ian know the truth better than anyone. This dream is beautiful, but it is not easy. And the 5 secrets behind it prove that saving a chateau may be even more impossible than fans ever imagined.